We're still talking about you got a Jackass job like a year into you coming out here.
Yeah.
5 months.
5 months.
And it was the first Jackass?
First Jackass, like when we were filming the first season.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. It was the show. I forgot about that.
Yeah, the fucking show. Real quick, that was like Ballard again. Ballard's like, hey, I'm going to go film with Jeff Tremaine. Those guys are trying to film a TV show. You want to come along? I had a minivan at the time. And they were like, you want to film, like, you want to drive us around? I was like, yeah, I'll drive around. I got all the time in the world. Let's go. First day, they're filming skits. I'm just hanging out, shooting photos behind the scenes, whatever, and driving. And at the end of the day, Ballard had like a big argument with Jeff Tremaine. And like they had a big blowout because they've been friends for a long time and they've had these occasionally or whatever. And he left. And seriously, this is the first day I'm meeting Jeff Tremaine, Johnny Knoxville, all these dudes. And I'm just a dude sitting there. And they're like, do you want to stick around and help? You can help film. Because Ballard was helping the film.
Got you.
Oh, wow.
This is how like raw, like they're like, you want to help film? And I'm like, yeah, sure. Just this? Okay.
Yeah. Zoom, put on autofocus.
I got it.
So I just helped them film the rest of that day. And then it was like, all right, cool. We film mainly on the weekends. Like we do stuff during the week and then we'll film on the weekends. We'll give you a call.
Huh.
And I just went every weekend from like May 2000 all the way through the summer, filming Jackass, filming the skits. Like I just became instantaneously.
And this was like their pilot. They were
This
like,
is all filming for the first season. Like it had gotten picked.
Oh, it had gotten.
Yeah, so it had gotten picked
wow.
up.
Okay. Well, it's Spike Jones behind it too. So I
Exactly.
don't know how much of a pilot they needed
I know,
to do.
like, come
but
on. Yeah, because I know they shopped it around to a bunch of networks,
Sure.
and then MTV picked it up or whatever. But yeah, like we went to Westchester and filmed with Bam and Ryan Dunn and stuff. Like it was so fun. We went to Miami and filmed and like just fucking, it was awesome making MTV money. Like coming from working at a record store, making like $400 a month or whatever, it was like making $800 a day on like shoots and stuff. And I was like, Jesus Christ, dude, I'm rich.
Yeah.
I'm rich. I would get the money out and just have all the cash in my room. Like, oh my God.
What do
was
you remember
insane.
like a specific skit that you were tripping on back then?
What the when we went to Westchester, well, one was Johnny Knoxville got set on fire early on so he broke his leg right before I started filming with him. Like he tried to jump the LA River, which was like the little thing about that big, and he sprained his ankle or broke it, so he had a cast on. And he one of the skits, we went to somebody's house in the valley, went in the backyard, and he's just going to get caught on fire, and then he's going to jump in the pool. And he got fucking caught on, like, they put all the stuff on him and he got lit on fire.
Professionals.
Yeah, he had one professional, singular.
One guy.
Yeah, one guy. And they caught him on fire and threw him in the pool. And I was just like, dude, that's fucked. And it was so gnarly that they never aired it. Because they were like, you can't be having a guy get caught on fire.
Right.
And like,
Was there
insane.
a way that he got caught on fire? Somebody just lit it.
It was just like he's Johnny Knoxville and I'm about to get lit on fire.
I was one of those. Okay.
So I just did that for nothing.
I know.
Yeah.
It finally came out years, I think, on a DVD bonus thing, but they definitely didn't let them air that. But I was always tripping too when I was first meeting those guys, because growing up and watching all the Big Brother videos, I was like scared of the Big Brother dudes. I was like, those guys seem like gnarly dudes. They're probably biggest assholes. They'll probably make fun of you, like fucking pick on you.
Yeah. Sure.
And they were the nicest fucking dudes ever. Like they were the sweetheart. Like Jeff Tremaine's a sweetheart. Dimitri's a fucking sweetheart. Knoxville. They were all, I was like, this is weird. It's like, I'm waiting to get made fun of. I'm waiting to get pushed down. Like
waiting to get caught on fire.
Get caught on fire. Just fuck this kooky kid. He's not cool. He's not with us. But they were always so fucking nice. And I was like, this is weird. Is it supposed to be this easy? Like, is it supposed to be this cool with everybody? Like, I don't know.
Seems like they're like having fun, but still like being that professional at the same time.
They were. Like,
and it's like and that's what scared me. I'm like, dude, it's like Cossack would get fucked with. Like everybody behind the lens would get fucked with, but you'd have to be like, they're not just going to fuck with you at, when the cameras are off.
Exactly.
Like somebody has to be filming.
They're always popping you in the nuts. Anytime you're around them to this day, you have to cover your nuts if you stand with, and if you definitely get a photo, like somebody's taking a photo, you cover your nuts because they're going to pop you as they snap the photo. So you're like, oh.
It's a sign of respect, too.
It is. Yeah. It's like, here you go, pal.
Don't they
Jamie's
like
sitting there like, I haven't been popped in the nuts yet.
I know you haven't
like
popped
these
me in
guys
the
don't
nuts.
like me.
They pop me.
We're like a cup or a jockstrap.
I know,
thing
right?
Or something,
It would be very wise to wear a cup around it.
It's like, why
insane.
he hitting you like, what the fuck?
Ow! Shit.
I'm prepared.
Ding, ding, ding.
Hurt your fingers on a cup.
But so I would film with them all summer, and I was like going into the office every day, and like, 'cause they had an office at Paramount Studios. I was going in there logging footage. I was like fucking doing, and then Jeff was like, you can like start doing some of the segments. You can start lining them up and like calling which, producing them, like saying which clip goes where. And I was like, holy shit, I like told the editors like this clip needs to go here, clip. And so like I edited, produced like a couple of clips like in the first season. And so they're like, I was like, can I get a new title? I'm doing more than just like logging. And they're like, all right, you're a associate producer. I was like, holy shit.
You get the same pay though. No,
I know. Yeah. It definitely was not like we're gonna
get a raise.
I know. Can I get a raise? Come on.
I know. I would have asked for a raise rather than switching my title. Shit.
I know. That's where I was like, I never cared about money. I was just like, I'm making money. I'm rich.
Was it hard to edit something just by writing something down? It seems like you would have to be there. Well,
I filmed a lot of it, but there was I think the clips that I did produce or whatever was like I'm logging all the clips. All right, this is happening here. This is happening here, and some of them were super short, kind of like skit, so it was super easy. Like if it's like a 30-second clip.
Oh, so each little bit.
Yeah. So
you're
like Dave
editing
England,
this little bit.
England fucking runs
and then they're
jumps.
choosing where to put it in the show.
Exactly. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So I was like,
okay,
open up with Dave running by the like stranger or whatever. Add the reaction shot of the lady now. Then he trips and falls or whatever.
Oh wow.
Okay.
So I would write that out.
You're getting all the selects
exactly
of the bit.
And
then
yeah.
the editor's going through.
And I'm working with it, and I'm giving him the like layout of it, and then sitting with the editor in the bay or whatever, and going, yep, boom, boom.
Wow.
And that's when so that was like all the way up into October of 2000, and then Ballard called me one night and was like, hey man, just letting you know, I'm gonna leave Skateboarder. I'm not gonna be the photo editor anymore. But Mesa's going to call you tomorrow and offer you the job.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, what?
Yes.
Offer me the job to be at a magazine? I was like, what? And he was like, yeah, don't say anything or whatever. And so we go and eat at Highland Grounds. You remember Highland Grounds? Mm-hmm. That was a good fucking spot. Yeah. Saw Quentin Tarantino there one time.
Oh,
but we went there, and Mesa was like, we're sitting down with like everybody from the mag, and Mesa's like, hey, I want to offer you the job at photo editor at Skateboarder. And I was like, yes, I'll take it. Yes. Fuck yeah. And as they did, they showed me this cover.
Okay, Andrew Reynolds frontside
flip. So I
Wilshire.
Shot this photo, but I didn't shoot this photo.
What
so the story with this was, again, with Ballard, he's like, hey, I'm going to go shoot Andrew Reynolds frontside flip, the Wilshire 15. You want to come and help? Yes. I went on a few of those like night missions with them at Wilshire. This is when Wilshire's going off.
Oh, wow.
Right? Like,
that's a special time right
dude,
there.
It was
security guards.
Baker 2G, all this shit. And he's like, okay, I'm going to shoot long lens. And what I want you to do is take the camera, take the fisheye, go up. And you're going, when he cracks his ollie, open the shutter, click it, and hold it until you see the flash of my long lens shot go off. And so we'll have two angles. I'll have a long lens version and we'll have a fisheye. And this is like a few months before, obviously, like in the middle of summer when I'm filming for Jackass, still going out with Ballard, doing all this stuff. And I was like, all right, cool. And of course, like I shoot it, he like makes it or whatever, and I totally forget about it. And then come to lunch that day, and they have the cover with my name on it. And I was like, why did you put my name on that? Like, this is your photo, Ballard. Like, I kind of like held the camera and shot it. But they're like, nah, it's yours, dude. And I was like, dude, what the fuck is going on? This is too real, too good to be true. This is so insane.
So cover and job.
And I'm walking away from Jackass. So I'm like walking away from Jackass, getting the photo editor job at Skateboarder.
But you said you thought you could do both.
Exactly. So I did. So I was like, yeah. And I went and told Jeff Tremaine, I was like, hey, I'm going to go work for Skateboarder. And he's like, really? He's like, I'll make it worth your while if you stay here. And I was like, I'm good. I'm going to go work for the skate mag. I want to still work with you guys, but I want to go work at a skateboard magazine. Wow. And he was like, all right, cool. And they still called me from time to time to go help film some skits. So I helped film some of the second season and helped film like a clip or two in the first movies. Wow. But Mesa was a mean boss. I was like, Mesa, can I go leave today? Can I go film some Jackass stuff? I'm just sitting here doing nothing. This is a dead day. And he's like, nah, I need you here. And I was like, damn it, Mesa.
Oh. Really?
Come on, dog.
Mesa.
He was, he cracked the whip, dude.
Damn.
I was like, Mesa, let me go. I'm just sitting here. Because I would wait around, like, when I would go, those early days of being a photo editor, I was just, one of the funniest things was I would help him transcribe interviews. Mm-hmm. And one of the early skateboarder interviews was you interviewed by Kelly Bird.
Oh my gosh.
And I was like, Mesa, I can't even get past like the first few lines of this because these guys are just talking to each other going, hey there, bud, what do you say there, bud?
Yeah.
At
that time. And that's funny. I think with Kelly Bird, was he a team manager?
He was a TM probably at that.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh.
So it's like, here you go, here's a tape, just transcribe this. And I was like, dude, listen to this, Mesa, this is insane. what you say there, bud? And I was like, when are they going to start talking to each other, like interviewing each other?
Oh my God.
Wow.
No wonder that never came out.
No, it did. But what's funny is I've told Mesa and we laughed about it, and then I told Scott Johnson would always cruise by and we would laugh. So to this day, when I see Scott Johnson, I'm always like, what you say there, bud? And he's like, I want to know about it. And I go, what's up, Dobbs? Because he knew Kelly Bird always did that shit
At
and
that
stuff.
time, it was like that was the shit.
Right? All you guys would do it and stuff.
Fucking around, yeah.
That's amazing.
It was short-lived, but it definitely it resonated.
I still say it to this day, 20 years later. What do you say there, bud?
So dope.
To this day.
Wow.
Yeah,
So
rad.
you left, and I assume the calls for Jackass probably stopped coming after
Exactly.
a while.
After
Like, it
Mesa was cock blocking me from being able to go on the shoots.
Right.
But yeah, things started picking up anyway, and I started like, being more busy at the job because like I started out kind of like as a paid intern. I was just waiting to do whatever. Mesa was picking the photos. I would send them out to get scanned, blah, 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 transcribe interviews and help. And then all those dudes left. Mesa left, Skateboarder, O'Mealy, Oliver Barton, all those guys left and went to Transworld. Mesa went to Girl. And I had to do like 2 or 3 issues just with me and Donnie Miller, the art director at the time, by ourselves to keep the mag going.
Wow.
I was like, I don't know what I was like, I kind of know how this process works and stuff, so I can get us through until we find a new editor. And so like I held the magazine together until Brian Peach from SBC magazine in Canada came down and was the editor of Skateboarder for a few years. And then he left, and I was like, holy shit. And so we looked for another editor. Went through that, and then that didn't work out. And then I was like, fuck it, I'll just be the editor of the magazine. I know how this thing runs. I've been kind of like talking to all the photographers the whole time, running the kind of back end of the mag and stuff. So I was like, I'm just going to do it. And from there, I was the editor, not in chief, just the editor at Skateboarder. And then Skateboarder went down. Skateboarder was, magazine times that was crazy. It was just a slow death.
Yeah.
Just slow. You could feel it. All the way back from when Mesa and those guys left Skateboarder, I always thought, man, this might be our last issue. This might be our last issue. Like it was like post-traumatic stress syndrome because you never knew when they were going to pull the plug because things were bad. We weren't hitting our like publishers were always getting in trouble for not hitting the numbers, and like it was such a slow and gradual death that you're just like every time you're like, I don't know if we're making it. So it was always crazy to live another day and make another magazine.
Is that why everybody left?
Yeah, because it got
they
weird.
saw the writing on the wall.
Yeah,
or?
so it got super weird in 2003 or 4, and that's why all those guys left because it was like, man, this is fuck. They're trying to make us do something like become a kid magazine, do something completely different than everybody else. And we were like, we don't have to do something completely different. We can make good quality skaters.
Interesting.
So they all left, and I was like, what are you going to do? I was like, I don't know. I guess I'll just stay here and keep going until I was always like, I'll just move back to South Carolina.
Wait a minute. If this was like a mass movement, were you not hip to what was going on? Like,
No,
was it a shock to you also, or
Well,
was
we
it?
all knew because I think, this is around the time that all the dudes left Transworld and started Skateboard Mag.
Yep.
So there was that. So that's what it was. So it was like all those guys left Transworld.
Everybody, yeah.
Grant,
Yeah,
everybody.
yeah,
so there was
yeah.
all these openings for photographers at Transworld, and that's when O'Mealy and Oliver went to Transworld, took those spots. And Mesa was just like, I'm done. Like I trip out to think that Mesa was an editor too. Like he was a filmer. Just got pulled into being an editor of a skate mag.
Oh.
But he was tired of all the like deadlines and craziness too, I'm sure.
There's a lot that
left.
comes along with it, I'm sure.
I was going to ask, like, is that it sounds like it's very stressful, but is it really stressful month to month getting a full magazine done?
Yes.
I was going to say that must be, especially if you're leading it, that must be psychotic.
Month to month is the worst thing in the world. Like I still trip out. Like Thrasher has been monthly for 40 years or whatever. Like they started out bi-monthly and got monthly, but I'm like, when we went bi-monthly at Skateboarder, I was like, this is the greatest fucking... No, even at Skateboarder, we were bi-monthly when I first started there.
Okay.
And then business was picking up because this is like X Games and all that shit was blowing up. So we went monthly. And you're constantly on a deadline. You never have time to stop and think. You're like always on a deadline. You're trying to like...
And that it could affect the product.
It does. Some issues are duds. Some are really good. Everything came together. But like, and then when you go bi-monthly, like every other month, it's like, oh my God, you got a week or two to breathe and like actually think about stuff.
Yeah.
And to like be able to think. Yeah. So it's gnarly. It's super gnarly, like being on a monthly deadline.
Huh.
So I was like on a monthly deadline for like 10, 15 years.
Jeez.
And then there was bi-monthlies in there. Even at Trans World, we went bi-monthly at the end and stuff. So
I was going to say, once you finish a project, it's like your mind's...
Yeah, you're like, I don't care to see this ever again. Like, all right, next one. We got to do the next
once
one.
Once you're finished with the project, you're already working on another project before that project's even finished.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's a rat race. You're constantly like, holy shit.
Did you? So you knew that everybody was leaving?
Yeah,
or
we had
it wasn't like a big shock.
No, we had to sit down and like we all talked and like we're like, we're gonna leave.
And you just didn't go out and look for anything else, like Trans World, like a lot of people left over there. Like
exactly. Well, I'd only been doing it for like 3 or 4 years at a time, so I didn't have any like clout or anything to be able to like. But I mean, they were still gonna. The new guy that came in, our boss or whatever at the time was like. He supported us. It's like, if you can keep this going, just keep it going. I believe in you or whatever. So I didn't need to look for it. I was like, I'll just stick this out. And I always thought I could go back to Jackass too at the time. I was like, if this doesn't work out, like if they fire me or shut down the mag, I'll call Jeff Tremaine. Like, hey man, I'm ready to start filming again.
Right.
Let's go. You know.
Where is that like button? Right? Is it right here or right here?
Just a little scroll coming down the bottom.
It's
subscribe
over to it's on your
it's on my
left.
right?
No, on your left.
Hey,
yeah,
hit that button right there.
Right there.
Right there.
Yeah, please.
The like button's kind of like in the middle there. It's like we're kind of.
Like it's like right here.
Kind of.
Like right there.
The subscribe's like over to the left.
It's like right over there. All right.